Okay, hi all, good morning. So before I proceed further, any question do you have either from assignment perspective or in general topics what we have discussed? No questions? Okay, I'll start with COALESCE function today. Let me check if I have some example for COALESCE. COALESCE is not there. Okay, I will start with COALESCE function. This is again one of the important keywords. And in interviews, generally, we get this kind of question: what's the difference between NVL and Coalesce and all those things? So this is a employee table I've created. You can see we have first name, middle name, and last name. Okay, and these values are null. I have written Coalesce first name, comma middle name, comma last name. So first of all, just observe the output. Then I will tell you what is the use of Coalesce. Okay. See, this is the output of COALESCE. A, B, and C is coming here. Before I explain, can anyone wants to share his or her thought that maybe any idea what is COALESCE? Just try. Just look at this and try to find the trend. It is very simple. That is what I am asking you. Think and tell me if you have any idea what is COALESCE.
College is generally searching for a string like in all the columns present where they give the result as a result in the column.
Okay. Okay, good. Any other thought?
I think it is finding the not null value.
Not null value. Okay, good. See, COALESCE function, it is used to display the first not null data. Okay, it is used to display the first not null data. Okay, suppose you went to a restaurant. Okay, you went to a restaurant. You asked the waiter that, do you have Coca-Cola? Okay, he told Coca-Cola is not there. Okay. Then you ask, do you have Maza? Okay. He told, sorry, Maza is also not there. Okay. Then you told, okay, Maza is also not there. Then do you have Limca? Okay. So he told, yes, Limca is there. Okay. So he will serve you Limca, correct? First of all, in this scenario, which one is your first preference? Coca-Cola, Maza, or Limca? Which one is your first preference? Coca-Cola, right? This is your first preference. If it is not there, then you're asking waiter to serve you Maza. If Maza is not there, then he will serve you Limca. Is this example clear?
Yes.
Similarly, COALESCE function works exactly the same way. You are telling to SQL engine that display first name. If first name is null, then check, do you have middle name? Then display middle name. Even if middle name is null, then check, do you have last name? Yes, if I have last name, then display the last name. This is the only and very simple function of COALESCE. Now check the first example. Here, do you have first name? Yes, first name is present here. So it will display the first name. Okay. In the second record, do you have first name value present here? No, it is not present. Then it will check for the middle name. Do you have middle name? Yes, middle name is present here. So it is displaying you the middle name. Third record. First of all, it will check the first name. Is first name is present? No. Then check the next record. Do you have middle name? No. Then check the third one. Third one is last name. Do you have last name? Yes, it is C. So it is displaying the C. Hope it is clear. Any question?
So like if there are two values like in the first row, if last name also consists, then the college function will prefer the first name first. Like,
Correct. Correct. Let me show you this example. I am inserting one more record, A, B, and null. Okay. So tell me in this case, when I have A, B, and null, this record, I have first name and middle name both. Correct? Last name is null. So in this case, for this record, if I will run this COALESCE function, what will be the output? A will be the output. Why? Because your first preference is first name. SQL engine will check that first name is present or not. If first name is present, it will display you. You can ask question here that Tanvir here middle name is also present. No. Yes, I agree. Middle name is also present. But first, what is your first preference? First preference is first name. Do you have first name available? Yes, I have first name available. Then SQL engine will not go to the middle name. Similarly here, if Coca-Cola is present, waiter will not search for Maza. Hope it is clear. So let me run this. Here A is displayed, no? Any question? No questions? Is it clear? Come on, guys, is it clear? Tell me yes or no.
yes,
I
Tanvir.
think,
Yeah.
I think it is not clear. Let me show one more example. I'm inserting record BC, null BC. So in this case, tell me if I will run the COALESCE function for this null, where is this null BC? If I will run COALESCE function for this, what will be the output? Yes. What will be the output?
B.
B will be the output. Why? Because first of all, your COALESCE function will check for the first name. First preference is first name. Do you have first name available here? No. Okay, it is not present. Then it will check for the middle name. Do you have middle name present here? Yes, middle name is present. It is B. Okay, so it will display the middle name, that is B. See, null BC, B is displayed here, no? Okay. What if I have A, B, C, all are present? Then which one will be displayed? Tell me, for this case, A, B, C, which one will be displayed?
A.
A will be displayed because we are giving first preference to first name. So here in this case, already first name value is present. So it will not search for the middle name and the last name. So guys, this is the use of COALESCE function. Is it clear? Anyone who wants me to repeat this? No? Okay.
So, Tanvir, if three are null, so it is going to be missing.
Yeah, good example. That is what I am trying to show you now. Very good question. I was expecting this question, but very good. So if all the three are null, then what will happen, right? You can see I have inserted all the three records as null. Which one? This is the case. All three are null. Then what will happen? I am running this. See, if all three are null, it is displaying as null only, because first name, it is first of all checking for first name. First name is null. Okay, it will go and check for the middle name. Do you have middle name? No, middle name is also null. Okay, no problem. Go and check for the last name. Do you have last name value? No, last name is also not available. So it will display null for this method. You can ask this question that Tanvir, if I want a default value that none of this is present, then I want a default value. Then in that case, you can give a default value like this. Anything, whatever you want. Just for your simplicity, I'm keeping Z here. Okay, so you can keep any value. So if I'm executing this, so now see the output. Now it is coming as here, right? So it means if first name is null, middle name is also null, last name is also null, none of these columns have value, then by default, please display Z, and you can see Z is displayed here. I think this is what you're asking.
Yes.
Okay, fine. So in this case, the default value will work. The default value is Z here, and you can see Z is visible here. It is displayed. Any other example you want me to explain?
So right now we have alphabets. So if we have numerical values, would this function also work?
Sure. Same thing. You can play with numeric values as well. Same concept will work. Okay.
Okay.
Here, now I have a question, and I want you guys to think and tell me. Think carefully and then tell me. Now, before I execute this query, can anyone tell me the meaning of this? What I am trying to achieve here? Who wants to explain this?
We are asking SQL to search for middle name first.
Good. So the first preference is, we are telling that first preference to give to middle name. If middle name is null, then check for the first name. Even if first name is null, then check for the last name. And if none of this column is having value, all are null, then please display Z. Okay, I'm executing it. Please verify the output. See here. For this case, tell me why B is displayed here, although you have A present in the first name, but why B is displayed here?
Middle name gets the first preference.
Correct, because here we are giving first preference to the middle name. SQL engine will check for middle name is present or not. So yes, middle name is present. It will display it first. Although first name is also present, but why it is not displaying first name? Because you have given preference to the middle name. So that is why first of all it will check for the middle name. It is displaying the middle name first. Okay. Now, okay, before I proceed, any question on this?
So Tanvir, if there is a null value, we are saying enter Z, right? Let's say if I want, so but if, for a middle name, if it is B, we are getting B. But instead of that, if I want to force that values to what I want, let's say if there is a middle value, I want it to be 0.
No. That we cannot do using this.
Okay.
This is just the functionality of this is just if you have you are giving preference that okay, I want this value. It cannot replace that value. That is not the function of this COALESCE function. Okay. It is just to give preference that okay, please display this. If it is not available, then display this. Even if it is not available, then display this. The function of COALESCE is this one. It will not replace the value. It cannot update the value. That is a different functionality. Okay.
Okay. And these three has to be in 3 different columns. If let's say if a single column has first name, middle name, and last name, it doesn't work.
Okay, I think you are telling that I think you are telling that Tanvir, if I will give all these columns as the same name, is this your question?
No. Let's say if a single column has first name, middle name, and last name, rather than 3 columns, right?
Okay. Okay. You are telling that suppose single column only have first name, middle name, and last name.
Yes.
So in that case, that case will not work here. Okay, here, okay, 1 minute. Let me show you that example. Create table, employee. First, suppose this full name. Okay, full name, where can 50. Okay, I'm trying to understand if I have understood clearly. So 1 minute only. Certain. But your use case is very interesting, and I will tell you how that can be solved. Then we are large paper pen. Let's start from employee. Okay. I think, oh, why this is not inserted. I think you are asking about this, if I'm not wrong.
Exactly. Yes.
Right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So you are telling that, Tanvir, if in the single column I have first name, middle name, and last name, so how it will behave? So yes, this you cannot use for the single column. Okay, you cannot use here for the single column. The purpose of this is it will check for the first column value, then second column value, then third column value. Because for us, it is like first name, middle name, and last name, right? But for SQL engine, this is like an ordinary data. SQL doesn't know that this is first name, middle name, and last name, right? This we know. So that is why this COALESCE function is used for columns. That if this column is not present, then check that column. If that column is not present, then check that column. This is the use of COALESCE function. The single column, it will not work.
Okay.
Okay. If your question is that Tanvir, I have a requirement in my project. So the name is like that, Raj Shekhar Singh, Mohammed Tanvir Khan, and then suppose some other they have value like this.
Yes.
Suppose some other people have Raj Kapoor. Take me one more example. Aman. Okay. So generally, what happens, like you all have observed that in flight tickets, they will print first of all your last name, right? In that manner, they will do. So in this case, you can see in Raj Shekhar Singh, we have first name, middle name, and last name. In Raj Kumar, you have first name and middle name. Aman, you have first name only. Mohammed Tanvir Khan, you have first name, middle name, and last name. Okay. And this is the column, only one column, full name. Now, suppose we have a requirement where we want to fetch the last name. If last name is not present, then fetch the middle name. If middle name is not present, then fetch the first name. Are you getting my question? Suppose there is a particular requirement in which we have to fetch the last name first of all. If last name is not present, then fetch the middle name. If middle name is not present, then fetch the first name. So here we have only one column, and in this one column only I have first name, middle name, last name. So how we can do that? It is difficult here, right? If I have all the values in different columns, like this example which I have shown you. Here you have all the values in different columns, so easily we can do. But here we have all the values in the same column. So how we can handle it? How we can use the COALESCE function? First of all, is my problem statement clear? First of all, tell me this, then I will tell you the solution. Is the problem statement clear?
Yes.
Yep. Okay. So here the question is, in one column only in my project, I have the name, first name, middle name, and last name. And my manager is telling all the business requirement is to fetch the last name. If last name is not present, then fetch the middle name. If middle name is not present, then fetch the first name, right? So suppose if this is the requirement, so what I will do, I will write a query like this. Select COALESCE last name, comma, middle name, comma, first name from employee, right? So in this case, what I will do, I will write query like this, no? That okay, first of all, I want last name. If last name is not present, then display middle name. Even if middle name is null, then display first name. I will use this query. You all agree? Correct? But here the problem is that, Tanvir, we have only one column, full name. Here I don't have the segregation based on the first name, middle name, last name. So how we can use this? Correct? So here what you can do is, here we will split this data. Okay, we will split this data in first name, middle name, and last name. How to split that part? Just give me some time when I will teach you this substring and in-string function now. Where is that? Substring function, then I will explain you that part. Is that fine?
Yes,
Or I will
sir.
do one thing. I will start substring today itself. I thought of starting it after all these keywords, but let me start it right now. Okay. Before I jump to substring, any question on this COALESCE function? Any other example do you have? Then this question I will show you how to solve using substring. Okay. Any other question in COALESCE function, guys? Anyone? Is COALESCE clear? Okay, now can you tell me what is the difference between COALESCE and NVL? What is the difference between COALESCE and NVL?
It replaces the null value in
See, a very common interview question. Explain the difference between NVL and COALESCE. Very common and very confusing. Let's try to understand. Suppose if I will write, select NVL, first name, comma, NA from employee D. So what this query will do? NVL will replace null with the value whatever you want. Okay, suppose if I will write this query, so in this query, what will happen? First name, comma, then let's see this. So here you see wherever first name is null, it is replaced with NA, correct? Here it is null, it is replaced with NA. Here it is null, it is replaced with NA. So the function of NVL is, if you have a particular column value as null, it will replace that with the value what you want. Okay, but COALESCE is like playing with the preference that, okay, if it is null, display this. If it is null, display the second one. If it is null, then display this. If none of these have value, then display the default value. But NVL, it will replace null with the value what you want. Okay, and COALESCE will search for the first not null data. Okay, it will search for the first not null data. So is the difference clear? NVL and COALESCE?
Yes, Tanvir.
Anyone who wants me to repeat this, COALESCE or NVL or difference? I hope it is clear. Okay. Fine. So I'm moving to substring function now. Okay. Let me check if I have any example for substring. I think it should be there. Substring. This is not a good example. Not a good example. Think I don't have an example for substring. I have to create that. Let me create it. A lot of complicated examples. Perfect. There was one example of substring. I think I missed it somewhere. Okay. Let me take this example, then I will show you some complicated one. Okay, substring. What is the use of this substring? Select star from employee. So this is the name, okay. Select name, comma, substring, name, comma, 1 from employee. Okay, I'm showing you some just concentrate on the output, ignore the code whatever I'm writing here. Okay, I will explain you what is the use of this code, but ignore it for the time being. Just concentrate on the output. output part only. Okay, see what happened. Okay, now we have an employee table. Okay, in this employee table, I have a column name. You can say this first column is the name column, which I have inserted in this, added in this employee table, and in this name column, I have this name MD, Khan, Raj, Kumar, Abdul, A, B, C, D. This is the name. Okay. Then I have used a substring function, SUBSTR. This is known as substring function. And in brackets, I have written name, 1. This one. Okay. And now check the output. So this is the output MD, Khan, Raj, Kumar, Abdul, and A, B, C, D. Now you might be thinking that Tanvir, this is exactly same as this, right? This value is exactly same as this. Please verify it is exactly same, no? MD, Khan is present here. MD, Khan is present here as Raj, Kumar, Raj, Kumar. Exactly same, right? Okay.
Yeah.
What about this third one? Substring name, 2. This one, substring name, 2. Okay. Here you see it is showing D, Khan. Here it is showing AJ, Kumar. Here it is showing BDUL, and here B, C, D. So in this third column, substring name, 2, what you observed here? What you
It is
observed here?
returning from the second character onwards.
Very good. It is returning from second character onwards. In MD Khan, you see it is starting from second character D. So D, Khan is visible here. In Raj Kumar, it is starting from A, right? AJ, Kumar is visible here. Hope it is clear. So what is the meaning of this? So when you're writing substring name, 2, so you are telling to SQL engine that SQL, please take this column name, okay, and start from the which character? Second character. So SQL will start from the second character and it will print all the characters till the last. That's why you can see here it is starting from the second character and it has displayed till the last character. Hope it is clear.
Yes.
Okay. I know a lot of questions will be there in your mind. Just give me some time. I will try to explain all of that. Substring name, 3. If I'm writing this substring name, 3, then tell me what should be the output.
From comma to Khan.
Comma till Khan. Okay, and then next one.
From J to Kumar.
J to Kumar, right? So what is the meaning of this? So the meaning of this is you are telling SQL engine to start from which character?
From third position.
To start from the third position or third character and go till the last
End.
character, till end, right? Please verify the output. Is this the correct output as per the concept what we have studied now? It is starting from the third character. Here M is the first character, D is the second character, comma is the third character. So it will start from the third character. Any question here? Is it clear? Okay, I think it is clear. Now I am writing 1, 1. This is a bit different as compared to the previous example. In all this example, line number 47, I have just given 2 arguments, the column which I want to substring and then the position from where it has to start. But here I have given, you see, please observe this. Here what I have given, I have written name, 1. Again, I have written 1. So what is the meaning of this? I will show you the output. Think and tell me. Okay, so this is the one substring name, 1, 1. and in the output you are getting only M, R, A. You might be thinking that, Tanvir, what is the use of this? Where you will use this in practical life or in the project where this will be used? All those questions will be there. Just park it for some time. First of all, try to understand what is substring, and then I will show you the use of this. Okay, this is very useful. Okay, substring name comma 1,1. This is the output. Okay, you guys think and tell me why M is displayed here, why R is displayed, why A is displayed, why A is displayed. What is the logic here?
So start at first position and end at first position.
Okay. Okay.
To start at first position and look for only one character.
Okay. Okay. Good. Okay. Good. Let's try to understand it. Mohammed Khan is the first one. Then you have. Okay. Now substring is case sensitive or not? Your SQL engine is always case sensitive with data. Anything you are studying, any keyword you are studying, it is case sensitive with data. Okay. Now coming to this substring name comma 1,1. Let's try to understand the meaning of this. Then I will show you the output. When you are writing substring name comma 1,1, so first of all you are telling the column which you want to substring. Okay, that you have to mention, because in a table you have multiple columns. So explicitly you have to mention to SQL engine that which column you want to substring. So you have mentioned the column. Then after that you have mentioned one. So the meaning of this one is you are telling this one. Meaning of this one is you are telling SQL engine to start from the first character. No, leave it. Leave it. It will become difficult to understand from here. Let me put this on Excel sheet. 1 minute, please. This is the one. Okay. And this is the query. Okay. So you are trying to execute this. What is the meaning of this? So you are telling I want to concentrate on the name column. From where you want to start, you have written one here, right? So you are telling SQL engine to start from the first position. In this MD Khan, which one is the first position? M is the first position or the first character. Is it clear? Okay. In Rajkumar, R is the first position or the first character. Now, third argument. This is the third argument. Okay. Now, what is the meaning of third argument? The meaning of this third argument is number of steps. Please make a note of this point. This is very important. The second argument, 1 minute. Name of column. Okay. Then what else? Position from where to start. Okay. Then number of steps. Okay. Now I think this should be clear. So one means this one is the second argument. This one is a position from where to start. So it means you have to start from the first position. First position is in here. First position is R. Third argument, blue color, is again one. This means number of steps, how many steps you have to take. So you are standing here on the first position. So first step here considered as a position where you are standing. So here M will be considered as one step only, and that's why the output will be M only here. Here you are standing at R, you will take one step, it means you will stay at R only. So here R will be the output. So that is why you will see here the output is M comma R. You see here output is M and R. Okay. Here, suppose if I will write substring name comma 1 comma 2. Okay, substring name comma 1 comma 2. So for this, first of all, let's try to understand. If I'm writing substring name comma 1 comma 2, in this case, which position I have to stand? Tell me the position, which position I have to stand, guys?
And first,
No,
MD.
no. Oh, correct, correct. Position is 1. It means you have to start at the first position. Same is the first position. Okay. How many steps you have to walk?
2 till D.
2 steps. So here M is the first step and D is the second step. So totally you will walk 2 steps. So here output should be MD. Is it clear? In Rajkumar, you are standing at the first position R. How many steps you have to take? 2 steps. So 2 steps will be R and A. So output will be R A. Okay. Now let me show you the output for this. Now please verify the output. MD, RA, next is AB, here is A and comma. Is this clear? I think it is not clear. Okay, let's see one more example. Tell me for this, if I will write substring name comma 1 comma 3, what is the meaning of this? What is the meaning of this, guys?
Or it will extract first 3 characters.
It will. Which position you will start here? The first position. Position 1 means you will start at the first position. How many steps you have to walk? 3 steps. It is 3 here, you have to walk 3 steps. So count from here. M is the first step, we are standing at M. D is the second step and comma is the third step. So here output will be M, D, comma. Okay. And in Rajkumar, you are standing at R, you have to take 3 steps. So R, A, J will come 3 steps. So R, A, J will be the output. Okay, let me execute this. Now please verify it. MD, comma, RAJ, ABD, A, comma, B. Any question? Is it clear? Any question? Shall I repeat it?
What if we have space? So it will include that space also.
A space will also be included. I will show you that a space part as well. A space is also a character. So is this clear, guys? I think it is not clear. Okay, let me show you some more example. What if I will write name comma 2 comma 3? For this, let's try to understand this one. Name comma 2 comma 3. Okay, I'm writing this name comma 2 comma 3. In this, which position I have to stand?
2.
Okay, second position. No, okay. So here, tell me 1 minute. Here, which one is the second position?
D.
D is the second position. Okay, I'm standing at D. Okay, fine. I'm standing at D. How many steps I have to walk? 1 minute.
3.
Okay, 3 steps I have to walk. From D, 3 steps will be D will be the first step, comma will be the second step, K will be the third step. So output should be D, comma K. Is it clear? What about Rajkumar?
Yes.
Which position I have to stand? Second position. A is at the second position. How many steps I have to walk? 3 steps. So 3 steps means A is the first step, J is the second step, comma is the third step. So here it will be A, J, comma. Is it clear now? Let me show you this first of all.
Yes.
Now please verify the output. D, comma K is there. What we have analyzed? D, comma K. AJ, comma. Now you see here it is AJ, comma. Is it clear now? I think it's still not clear. Okay. If it is still not clear, let me show you a few more examples. Okay, for this, suppose if I'm writing substring name comma 3. For this, oh, I think I have covered this now. Name comma 3 I have covered. Name comma 3 I have covered. This I have covered here. Leave this. What else? What else should I? Okay, is it clear or not? Tell me first of all. Shall I repeat it again?
Yeah.
Anyone who wants me to
No.
repeat this? Clear? Okay. I'm not getting some strong response. I'm a bit confused. Okay. Now, what if I give here 0, name comma 0? This is interesting. I'm giving here name comma 0. See here in SQL, what happens if you are giving what happens? Same mistake I'm doing. Here in SQL, what happens if you are giving 0 and if you consider Python as well? Sorry, leave the Python part. So substring name comma 0. So still it is taking from here all the values. So name comma 0, it is exactly same as name comma 1. Okay, it means you are telling to start from the beginning. Okay. Okay. Now you should ask question that okay, fine. If I will write minus 1. Okay, here you have given +1. That is fine. Everything is in positive. What Tanvir if I will give negative? What will happen? Okay, any guesses about negative? What will happen?
It will go back.
Will go back. Yes, almost correct. See, negative means it is like a reverse gear. Okay, it is like a reverse gear. Now see, you have written name comma -1. So the moment you will read, you will write minus. So SQL engine will understand. 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. So the moment you will write minus, okay, let me show it here. Okay. Now try to understand the minus part. The moment you will write minus, the SQL engine will understand that it has to start from the end, okay, or from the other side. So here, yes. It will understand it has to start from the end, from this end. Okay. So it will start from the end part. So here, if it will start from the end, so which one is the first character? N is the first character. Okay. Here R is the first character. Similarly, here L is the first character. And here D is the first character. So that is why if you see in the output, N, R, L, and D is displayed. Verify it. N, R, L, and D is displayed now. So if you are giving minus, what is the meaning of this? The meaning is you are telling SQL engine to start from the other end or to start from the end side or from the other side. Any question? Any question do you have? So overall substring is used to get a particular character from the string. Okay, whatever you want, you can get it. I will show you the application where it is used and all those things. But right now, just try to understand what it is, how it is working, what are the different parameters you can give inside it. Any other question?
So the substring name comma 2 comma 3. If you look at the first record MD comma Khan, so it's giving D comma K, right? So it is starting at the second letter.
Right.
To D. But when you said 3, it is counting from M.
No. See, first of all, you're talking about this, no? Are you
Yes.
talking about the? Okay, okay, 1 minute. 1 minute. So you're talking about this. Okay, let's try to understand it. Here I have mentioned substring name, column is name. Okay, then I have given comma 2. What is the meaning of this 2? First of all, tell me this. What this 2 indicates?
So we are saying take the variable name, like name
Correct.
variable,
Uh-huh.
and then start from second character or
Perfect.
second position.
Correct, correct.
So which is
Hmm.
D,
Correct.
and then go up to 3 characters. The end
Ah,
at third character.
from here, where you are standing, you are standing at
Okay.
D, right? Because you have told to SQL engine to start from the second character. So you are standing at the second position. Now from second position onwards, your SQL engine will walk 3 steps. Okay. So
Correct.
D is the first step, and then comma is the second step, and then K is the third step. So that is the
Yes.
output is D comma K. You are correct. I think you are thinking that Tanvir M is the first step, no? Then D, then comma. No. Where you are starting, where you are standing, you have to start walking from there only. You don't have to see what was left out behind.
Okay. Clear.
Okay.
Clear. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Any other question? No.
If
So
one is negative and another is positive, like 1 comma minus 1.
that I will explain. That is what I'm explaining after this. So substring name 2 comma 3 is clear. I think 1 minute. Let me give for some more example. 4 comma 2. Okay. Suppose if I have given substring name 4 comma 2, this one. Okay. 4 means which position? You have to stand at the 4th position. So here, which one is the 4th position? M is the first position, D is the second position, comma is the third position, K is the 4th position. So you are standing at the K. Okay. Now, how many steps you have to walk? 2 step. So after K, 2 step is K and H. Okay. So you will get output K, H. Let me show you this. See, KH is coming here in the output. Is it clear? Fine. Okay, now I'm moving to the negative part. So I've given substring name -1. -1 means you have to start from the end, and that is what I have shown you here, -1. NRLD was there in the output. Okay. Now here, what if I will give you substring name comma -2? If I will give -2, let's check the output for this. Guys, please ask question if it is not clear. I am ready to repeat from beginning. Okay, but you should ask question if it is not clear. Name comma -2. Okay, so you are getting output as N, AR, UL, and comma D. Why? You have mentioned name comma minus. So minus, if you are mentioning minus here, 1 minute. If you have mentioned minus here, so minus means you are asking to start from the end, right? Let me take this data first of all. Okay. Okay. Substring name comma -2. Minus means to start from the end. First thing is to start from the end. Okay. So we will start from here. Okay, this is clear. How many steps? 2 steps. So from n 2 steps means an. So you will get an here. Then here 2 steps means ar. From n 2 steps is ar. So you are getting ar here. Then here ul is the 2 step. So you are getting here. Here comma d will be the 2 step. So you are getting comma d. So that is why if you verify the output in this case. N, AR, UL, comma D is the output. Is this clear? Okay. Similarly, if I will give substring name comma -3. What will be the output for this case? Tell me. Can you guys tell me what will be the output? Name comma -3.
HAN.
HAN. Minus means to start from the last. How many characters? 3 characters. So it will show HAN. See, HAN is coming. MAR from last is coming. DUL from the last is coming. C comma D from the last is coming. Hope it is clear, guys. Hope it is clear. Okay. Now,
Tanvir,
yeah, tell me.
so in the first case, when we didn't mention the ending position and just said 1, we got, I think, full name, right? Like starting from M till N. But in the negative situation, it doesn't do that.
Good observation. Very good. So the question is, 1 minute, I deleted this one. Okay, let me run this again. Good observation. So the question is, Tanvir, when you have written substring name comma 1, so in this case, what happened? You're starting from the first position and automatically it is displaying till the last. When you have written substring name comma 2, so your SQL engine is starting from the second position and it has displayed till the last. Correct? Similarly, substring name comma 3, it has started from the third position, it has displayed till the last. Okay. But when you are using the negative one, substring name comma -1, so why it is not going till the first, right? It is just displaying one character. So if I go by this protocol, if I go by this rule, so here substring name comma -1, it should display me till the first. It should display all the characters. Similarly, if it is a substring name comma -2, it should display all the characters, right? Why it is displaying only 2 steps? Substring name comma -3, why it is displaying only 3 steps? I think that is the question, right?
Yes, Tanvir.
Okay. Give me 1 minute, I will explain that. Okay, I have to show a few more examples and then that will be clear. Okay,
No problem.
just give me a few more minutes. Okay. Now, I know this is little bit confusing, okay, but this is very important as well. Name comma -1 comma 1. Now, name comma -1 comma 1. Now let's try to understand the output for this. Output is NRLD. You are getting the last one, NRLD, last character only, right? Okay. Now I am writing substring name comma -1 comma 2. Still you are getting now NRLD, right? Now here you will be confused. That Tanvir -1 comma 1, it is walking 1 step and it is showing NRLD. If it is substring name comma -1 comma 2, so as per the previous logic what you have mentioned, it should walk 2 steps and this should give me N and A as the output. Correct? You agree? Here R and A should be the output. Here L and U should be the output. But why only NRLD is coming? That's a question, right? Okay. Let me show you a few more examples. Substring name comma -1 comma 4. Okay, let me run this. Still you're getting NRLD only. Why? Are you not surprised with this last 3 columns behavior? Or you are convinced that this is fine? Hello? Is this clear?
Yeah.
You should ask question here that Tanvir, here in this cases you have doubt that okay, it will start from the first position, it will walk till 1 step. Here it will start from the first position, it will go 2 steps. And it will start from the first position, it will take 3 steps, right? But here, why this step is like it is not having any impact in the output? Here I given -1, 4. Still it is showing only one character, the last character only. Why? What is the reason? First of all, is the question clear? What I'm trying to tell?
Yes.
Yes.
Clear? No. This is a valid question. 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. Copy this one.
I think if it is -1, -2, then it will take last 2 characters.
Okay, let's check it. Okay, now see here. I've written in positive arguments. I've written 1, 1. It is taking first character. Okay, fine, good. I've written 1, 2 means from first position take 2 steps. It is showing me MD, RA, AB, A comma. Okay. I've written substring name, 1, 3. So from first character it has to take 3 steps. It is taking 3 steps. Correct? No. The first 3 column logic is clear. Okay. Now, but the last 3 column, it appears that the third argument here, third argument is 1, a third argument is 2, a third argument is 4. It is not having any impact in the output. Still you see the output is same, NRLD, NRLD, NRLD. So my question is, why this third argument is not having any impact on the output when I have given the second argument as negative? That is my question. Why?
Because we are doing a reverse pattern, and then we are saying giving a positive value. So whether it is 1 or 2, I don't think it has no effect.
Okay, okay. Good try. Any other thought, guys? Why the third argument is not having any impact? Why? My question is clear. Hope my question is clear, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let's try to understand the reason now. The reason is when you have written this, let me copy this one. When you have written substring name, -1, this one, you are telling SQL engine to start from the end, right? Okay. Where is that? This one? You are asking to start from the end. So in this case, for this case, SQL engine is starting at the last character N. You all agree? It is starting at the last character R, and here L. Fine. Okay. After this, you are telling him to take 1 step. So here 1 step will be N, R, L, and D. The output will be N, R, L, and uppercase D. Fine. So this is clear. This logic is clear. It is working as per the expectation. Everything is fine here. Okay. Now coming to the next example, substring name -1, 2. Okay. Here in this case, again same thing. You have written minus. So SQL engine will start from the last. Okay. I have given the arrow in this direction. Okay. Okay. It will start from the last. Which position you are asking him to stand? First position from the last. First position from the last is your N, R, L, and here D. So far, is it clear? So far, is it clear? Okay. Now, how many steps you are asking him to run or to walk?
4.
4 steps. No. Here I've written 2. No.
Sorry.
2 steps. Huh? So you are asking him to walk 2 steps. Now here is the twist. Here is the twist. SQL engine doesn't have reverse gear. Okay. It cannot go in a reverse fashion. Reverse fashion means from here, he is starting from here, but he is always looking towards right. It will always walk towards right. If it is standing at N, so it will be walking in this direction only. Where is that? Where is that? This direction. Okay, it will be walking in this direction. So when you have given minus, so it means it will stand at the last. That is fine, but it will walk towards the right only. Are you getting my point? What I'm trying to make you understand? As far as walking is concerned, it will always walk towards right. It cannot walk from right to left. That is the problem. So that is why you are telling him to walk to a step. So from N he is walking towards right, but there is nothing after N. So because of that, it is giving you NRLD only when you are telling him to walk to a step. Here you are telling him to walk 4 steps. So here SQL engine is walking 4 steps, but it is walking towards right. But in towards right, do you have any character after N? There is no character. So that is why still it is showing NRLD. But you are thinking that, okay, 2 step means from N, it will walk 2 step and it should display N and A, right? That is what you are thinking, no? Correct? But it is not showing it because SQL engine is telling that no, I cannot move from right to left. Always I have the tendency or habit to move towards the right only. And that is why you are giving, or you have tried giving all the arguments, minus you have given 2, you have given 4, or you write any other argument. Substring name, comma -1, comma 10. Even I have given 10. Now see the output. Is there any impact of giving this 10? No, there is no impact. Why? Because it is walking towards right. It is taking 10 steps towards right, but towards right, there is no character after N. And you are thinking, we are thinking that if I have written 4 or 10, it will walk from here towards this direction. Okay. So it will not walk towards left direction. It always walks towards right direction. Is this clear now?
Yes.
Is it clear, guys? Very important concept, very important. Okay, that why you have given minus a position after minus argument, the steps you are telling SQL engine to walk 4 steps, 10 steps, but still there is no difference in the output. What is the reason? The reason is the SQL engine has the tendency to always move towards the right. Okay, and that's why towards right there is no data. Here let me show you one more example. -2, -3. Now check for this. -2, -3 I have given. I got the output as AN. Okay. Now one more thing. Substring name, -2, -2. Now this I will not explain. You guys think and tell me for 1 minute. Sorry, one more example I have to give, and you all think very carefully and then tell me. Now tell me one thing and think, observe it very carefully. You should ask a question that Tanvir, here you told that you are given -1, and then in all this 4 example, you have shown us that number of a step is 1 here, number of a step is 2 here, number of a step is 4 here, number of a step is 10 here. So still the output is same in all these 4 examples, right? Okay. But why for this case, when you have given -2 position and output is getting changed as per the step? Here the step is 3, output is different. The step 2 output is same, but for a step 1, the output is different. Why? Can you explain this?
For -2 position is going 1 step for -2.
Okay.
And for -2, it's going 2 steps, 2 characters there to the right of the position of the string.
Right,
That is
correct. See, when I have written -2, now let's try to understand. When I have written this -2, let's check this example. Now let's check the first example. Substring name -2, 3. Okay, where you are standing? From the last, second position. So A is the second position. Okay. Okay. How many steps you have to take? 3 steps. So after A, if you will take 3 steps, so A is the first step, N is the second step, and then after that you don't have anything. So it will display AN. Okay. What about Rajkumar? You are standing at A and then it will display AR. Clear? Now tell me here after A, second position means A. I have to take 3 steps. So ideally it should show AHK, right? AHK, it means KHA should be the output. But why AN is coming in the output? You see here, AN is coming in the output, no? In this example, you see AN is coming in the output. But it should display KHA, no? Why it is not displaying KHA? Because from A, 3 steps will be KHA. Why? Because again, same reason. Your SQL engine cannot move towards left. It is standing at A, but where it will go? Towards right or towards left? Where it will go? Towards right or towards left? Right. That is what I taught you here. SQL engine has a tendency to walk towards right. So it's standing at A, but walking towards right. So that is why output is AN here. And see here, why the output is AR? Because it's standing at A, it's walking towards right. It is AR here. Hope it is clear. For substring -2, 1, it's standing at -2 means A, and first step is A only. Any question? Is it clear now? So guys, this was all about substring. Okay. Any question?
Tanvir, if reverse direction is not allowed in SQL, then this will be the invalid thing. Like SQL will give error if we are using -1 and that.
If you are using -1, for which one you're telling? Which example?
Where we want to start, like the position from where we want to start, like we are giving the position -1 and that's all. And as per the condition, SQL will not follow the reverse pattern. So it should give error, like you cannot use reverse pattern, like because when we are trying to fetch the string in reverse direction, we only getting the last value and not as per the requirement we want. If we want the string from last to move towards the forward direction, but in the end we are getting the only last character of the string or second last character of, so like logically it's not as per the requirement, or it's not as per the output we want. So is it correct, like using -1 and all, like
Okay. So see, good question. So see, SQL throws error in 2 conditions generally. 95% of the cases, in 2 conditions it will throw error. The first condition is syntax, if the syntax is wrong, or second is semantics. Okay, most of the error message what you will observe or you will see in the SQL, they will be related to either syntax or semantics, and few are related to null handling. Okay, so ignore that for the time being. When you are writing, suppose when you're writing substring name -2, 3, I think you're talking about this maybe. So here actually you are not doing any syntax error, you are not violating any SQL rule. Why? First of all, you have written name, that is the column name. You can write any column name, that is your wish. Okay. After that, you have written -2, correct? So this second argument is talking about Position. You
Yes.
agree? Second
Yes.
argument is talking about position. So here you are telling SQL engine to stand at the second position from last. Correct, no? So it
Yes.
will silently come and stand at A. Do you agree?
Yeah.
It will stand at A. Okay. After that, you have written here 3. What is the meaning of the third argument?
Number of steps.
Very good. Number of a step. So you are telling him to walk this much number of a step, right? Okay. You are telling him to walk 3 steps. Now, here is the twist. SQL engine cannot go towards left. It will always move towards right. From A, he is trying to move towards right. A is the first step. N is the second step. N is the second step. And after that, there is no data. So that is why it is displaying as N. And this is not a violation. This is not a violation. Okay, because it is working, there is no data. That's not a problem. Many times you write a query and the data is not present. The SQL will give the output as no data found, right? So you are not violating anything. The SQL will throw error message if you're violating the protocol, if you're violating the rule. Here you are telling SQL to move towards right. You are thinking that it should go towards left, but SQL has tendency to move towards right. Okay, so that is why it will not throw error message. For this examples, that okay, Tanvir, here you are given -1, 1, 2, 4, 10. Output is same. SQL should throw error message. SQL is not throwing error message because it is thinking that I have to move towards right. It is moving towards right only. But there is no record towards right. It is not showing any other data apart from this. Have I answered your question?
Yes, got it, Tanvir.
Got it, no? So
Yeah.
it will throw error if you are violating the protocol. Okay, it is asking you to suppose you are hiring an auto, you are in Bangalore, okay, or you are in Delhi. You are hiring an auto and you told him to go from Rajiv Chowk to Haus Khas. Okay, suppose that auto driver told that sorry sir, I cannot go to Haus Khas. Are you going to are you going to take him to police station? No, that is totally the wish of auto driver. He can go, he cannot go. Similarly, again, he cannot tell anything to you as well. As a customer, you can tell him to go anywhere, wherever you want. Similarly, here you are asking SQL engine to take 3 step or 10 step, whatever, that is your wish. The SQL engine cannot throw any error message. You can ask him to go right, left, wherever you want. If he has that tendency to go towards right, he will go towards right only. Okay, so it will not throw any error message. So that is why with data, you can write anything. SQL will never throw error message. I think I taught same thing yesterday's batch. See, if I'm writing here name equals within quotes, this one I'm giving something random I have given. Now tell me one thing. In this employee table, do you have this name available? Do you have this name available? No, it is not available now. So it should not throw error message. SQL engine will silently tell you that sir, data is not present or no data found, right? Let me show you this. It is telling no data found. Why it has not thrown error message? Because you are not violating any rule of any protocol of SQL engine. If this data is not present, that is fine. As a user, you have all the right to ask any data from SQL engine. If it is not having the data, it will tell you the data is not present. Okay, it will not throw error message. Error message it will throw if you are violating the syntax or semantics. Hope it is clear.
Yes, Tanvir. Yeah.
Okay. Any other question? Okay. I will stop here, and still that question I have not answered. What was the question? I forgot from where I started. Yeah. Someone asked that Tanvir in COALESCE, if first name, middle name, last name is present in the same column, then how you can use COALESCE? Okay, so I jump to this substring. So after substring, tomorrow I will teach you in string function, and then I will come to this question. Then I will answer this question. Okay. I know this substring is not, this is not complicated. Okay, this is not tough. This is confusing only. Okay, and overall, if you will summarize this now, I have told you only 2 to 3 logics. In substring, the first argument is the column name. And what is the second argument? What is the significance of second argument, guys?
Where to start?
To start.
From where you have to start. The second argument is talking about position. Okay. What is the third argument? Number of steps. That's all. Correct. Only one more thing you have to remember. SQL engine cannot go towards left. It would always move towards right. That's all. That is the exception you can consider, or yeah, you can consider it as exception. But that is not exception. That is the behavior of SQL engine. Okay, it moves towards right only. Okay. In certain cases, I will show you that yeah, it is moving towards left. But leave that part now. Ignore it. Okay. Any final question before we wrap up for today?
Is there any length limitations for substring that will stop reading?
No. There is nothing like that. There is nothing like that. You can give up to whatever length you have. There is no problem. Okay. Any other question? I have shown you with positive, negative, 0. All those examples I have shown you. Okay. Any other? No? Okay. Fine then. I will give you a few simple examples today. And still, if you have attended the class, please go through the recording again. Okay. And this is a phase 2 we have started today. Okay. And this is very important. Don't miss the classes. This is all other phase 2 part. Okay. Little bit complicated as compared to phase 1, but interesting as well. You might have found the substring part interesting. Okay. Fine then, guys. Thank you. Take care. Bye. We'll connect tomorrow same time.
Thanks, Tanvir. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.